Hello there, welcome back. This is a requested video on shotgun cartridge making. So for the Rev, this one is for you as you requested it. So you'd have a fired shotgun hull. You typically find them all over the place. Well, you can reload them. So this is a Lee load all 2. It's got all the stages underneath that you need to make a complete cartridge. So we've got a resizer for the brass, just shrink it back down. That's a decapping rod, and that'll take out the spent primer. So pop it in there. Now what's happened is the primer's come out and the brass has been resized. So the next station, primer, and it takes off the resizing die. So pop that through there. Now you've got a sized, freshly primed case ready to be filled. That's that stage. Put it in there, pull it down, drop that over. Just drop the powder into the bottom there and loaded the bar up with shot. Now for shot we use these type of wads. Pop your wad in, squeeze it down, and then slide that bar across, and that'll drop your shot in. Pop her up, and you'll see that that's full of shot. When you come to this first station, line that any one of them, line them up so that the first one's straight forward. That's what you call your pre-crimp. Then into the final crimp stage, pop it down, and then you've got a perfectly made shotgun cartridge ready to fire. As simple and as easy as that. If you want to see the components when it's all together, I did a clear one just before, because I don't make these things anymore really. When it comes to shooting the shotgun, I'm all for slugs. I've got that many shot bought cartridges that are stockpiled upstairs that there's not really much point in making these. But for the viewers, there you go, that's your powder, your wad, your shot, and a nice crimp. Primed up, all ready to go. So that basically is exactly the same as that, only you can't see in that one. So there's a clear one. We've, like I say, I shoot slugs, so basically I'll show you a few variations of what I shoot. That's what you call a paradox with a proprietary tail wad, which I've already shown on another video, the seating system that I've come up with, and that's for the paradox. That system is also for these called the Italians, which is a hydrant slug, but the proper name for it is an Italian. Again, that's got the proprietary wads squashed inside. That's the only 2 slugs that I do that use that wad system, and they're very, very accurate, brilliant slugs they are. Some other different slugs that have tail wads attached. Again, these with tail wads attached are very accurate. They're brilliant slugs they are. Couple of funky little colours. That's my favourite. An orange one jumped into the mix there. But you've got that type of slug, like a castellated type. That's called a zero boy. They're called monolithics. Got dumbbell slugs. Now that's a Lyman slug. Lyman dumbbell slug. That's a Svarog slug. Now I do 4 different weight variations of that. They're quite, I think it's the 454 grain that's I've found out of all of them is the most accurate. But again, they're nothing on the tail wad slugs. And then the one that's been out forever, 7/8 ounce Lee key drive slug, and the 1 ounce Lee key drive slug. I don't make them anymore. I don't shoot them anymore. I showed you the shotcut wad for the shot. Well, these wads we use for these slugs, and for the simple fact that they just pop straight in, and there you go. Again, wads, if the farmer says to you and you're shooting bird shot, I want no plastic on the field, then you'd go the fibre way. That's a fibre wad, and that's a fiberglass seal. So them components together would basically sit like that. The gas seal above the shot, you'd put the wad in above, and then you'd tip the shot in the top. crimp it, exactly the same situation. You can make them in this by popping them both in together and cycling it through just as you would the plastic wad. So it's just a greener option. What else have we got? We've got primers. I use a Rio 209 primers. I buy them by the 1,000. They don't last very long. I shoot a lot of shotgun. That's the primers. Also, another type of shot that I put in shotgun cartridges is my buckshot. Now I like to powder coat, and I've only just really gotten into this. But that's buckshot, 00 buckshot. Again, I don't really shoot too much of that stuff. Now and again, bit of fun down the range, but again, I like my slugs, so I'm a slug man. Right, we've got a primer pocket uniformer for a cartridge hull. If you start getting, you can reload them quite a few times, these shotgun hulls. And when the primer pocket stretches a little bit and the primer's going really easy, pop them back out, sit your cartridge on top of there, put that inside your cartridge, give it a gentle bash with a rubber hammer, and the primer's seat tightly again, so you get a couple more firings out of a case. We've got case conditions tools. I cheat with this one because I run this one backwards to use it like a spin doctor, which basically it conditions the mouth of the hull, so it takes all them crimps back out, smooths it up. If you go the other way, it thins it out, so you can do a nice tight roll crimp. I just roll crimp as that, to be fair. Spin it backwards, roll crimp will go in there fine. Have I got any examples to show you? Not at hand. Right, Tat V Canada he's got loads of videos on YouTube, and he designed this, and I messaged him in the comment section one day, and he said, yeah, I can send you one of them. And basically this, you screw it into the top of your press, you put that in your ram. It's got a sharp edge. Basically it cycles up and down. You put your material, you can use cardboard, plastic, all sorts of things you can put through this, and basically it pops a wad out, or an overshot card, or anything that's the perfect size to fit in your shotgun cartridge. So now you can even make your own internals, which is quite good. That saves a bit of money. We use, sometimes with the buckshot, if you want a tighter group, use a buffer. I don't always use it because it's quite messy, but you can use that, and it shrinks the groups up. You can even put it with birdshot. This tub's quite full. I bought it because it's just another component to have on the shelf, that if you ever did really need it. I've done some load testing with it, some load developing with it. It's okay, but again, the buckshot flies very well without it, so I don't always have to use that. Some of the powders I use, long shot, swear by that stuff, absolutely amazing powder. Use that throughout, birdshot, any slug, it's any buckshot, it's good powder. Primarily just for birdshot, I would use Vectan A1, which again, for birdshot, it's an absolutely cracking powder. Medium burn, it's very clean burning. A trick and a nice little tip for this one: sit your cartridges on top of a radiator the night before you go shooting, and when you take a shot and you look down your barrel, it's still like a shiny new pin down the barrel. Very good burner. Another really good powder for shotgun slugs is the Blue Dot. I know these two are big in America, probably hence the reason why I got them to try and start with anyway, because like I said, the guys in America, they really have got their shooting slugs down to an art. Thank you very much, Dave Thorzax, for your comments as well. That's all comments and everything means the world to me. What else have I got to show you? I think that's more or less it. If there's anything else you want to see, leave it in the comments. And again, this was a requested video by the Rev, So I hope this shines a bit of light on shotgun cartridge making and some of the bits and pieces that I use and do. And everyone has their own way of reloading. This is just a little bit of what I do. So this is a little bit of how I do it. So there you go. And thanks very much everyone for watching. See you again.